You heard the ominous word fish oil before. Fish oil almost single-handedly put omega-3s on the map. And when this all began happening some 35, 40 years ago, I started to look behind the scenes as to why the vehicle to get omega-3s, an essential food for every one of your 100 trillion cells, why was it fish oil? Because I knew something that now you're going to know. That fish oil within 10 minutes after it's extracted from a fish is a cancer-causing substance. It actually turns into something called a lipid peroxide. Why then was this what was used? I look back 25 years ago. Fish industry has not made a whole lot of progress. As a matter of fact, they are on the losing end at this stage. And if any of you were a little congruent, a little awake, a year ago, you would have heard the top oceanographic scientist in the world tell you that possibly by the year 2050, there'll no longer be fish in the ocean. How many of you heard that? So they need to make their money now quick, and they need to make it, as often happens, via the pharmaceutical and the little brother called the supplement industry, off your back. So if you are taking fish oil, I petition you immediately to stop. Anyone you know, you better stop. So this left me in a very interesting position. What am I now going to tell people, since we do know and we have established within legitimate science how this omega-3 feeds the cells, and the most important way we see this is with neurons in the brain. Now, how many of you that have taken MILA have noticed a radical change in memory? Raise your hand. As I thought. Whenever I mention this at the Institute, or when I travel the globe, always half or more of the population says so. Now, for 41 years, I've done this work for the Institute, 55 years. And I've never once put my name on any product because I don't want to be associated as somebody pushing products, but somebody who tells you that the only one that can make you well is you. You're the only one that can take responsibility in your life and change your attitude first, your diet second, your exercise third, and get a little bit of that spiritual stuff in whatever brand you want. Then all at once I had the privilege to meet by phone Jim and Sherri. And I thought, oh, here they come, one of those multi-level types. When I hear multi-level, I shake. Oh my God, multi-level. Back in the 60s, they dragged me to a Shackley meeting. I've never gotten over it. Holy macaroni. But this couple, I heard by phone, were sincere. I probably still thought they were multi-level types. Then months later, I got the privilege to look at their eyes and meet them with my wife and saw two things. Number one, they were in love with one another. Number two, they did this because they loved it. Every time I get together with my staff of 145, I tell them, you better do what you love, because I'm not going to pay you to do something you don't want to do. And when somebody loves what they do it for the right reason. And that's this couple. Also, one of my colleagues, Dr. Bob Arnett, who I've known at a distance for a number of years, was associated with him. The one thing I knew about Bob Arnett, he loved what he did too. So I started to feel maybe I better look at this. Now, I would like to tell people, to be honest with you, to get the chia seeds, to sprout the chia seeds, to eat the sprouts of the chia seeds, because there's no better way to do it. But how many people out of 10 are going to do that? Maybe 1/4%. So I got the MILA and I brought it in. Again, Hippocrates is a unique institute because we do clinical research on humans, not on computers, not in classroom settings, but on humans, and what type? Some of the sickest humans on the planet Earth. Because after medicine utterly has failed and they've extracted copious amounts of money and used their ineffective medicines on people, they quite often then show up at our doors, and we do blood tests, and when people graduate for the rest of their life, we counsel them. So they send back data, information. We do several forms of research, and we started to notice a radical difference in mentality first with the use of MILA, and number two, energy. Because what we do know, and we don't know everything there is to know. 1980 sounds like a long time ago. It's nothing in the world of science. But what we do know is that this particular essential fat from this particular strain of chia seed contains a fuel for your cells. That in and of itself is enough for you and everyone else in your family and friends to take. Something that's going to fuel the cells is powerfully important. So everything that they put in that PowerPoint up there is absolutely correct. And I want to thank Jim and Sherri and all the people that are distributing this. And this is the first multi-level company that I'll ever put my name on, and probably the last, because I doubt we're going to have this much integrity and that good a product mixed together. God bless you and be well.